All right, folks, welcome back to Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena Military Appreciation Night. You see the stars and stripes on the helmets, and the Shock looking for their first win here at home since May the 8th. Folks, one of the toughest places to play in indoor football has not proved to be very hospitable for Spokane, though you can't fault the fans for that one. Spokane trying to turn the tide here tonight against the Rattlers. Arizona won the opening coin flip. They have deferred. Spokane will receive to start the ball game. The Rattlers wearing the road whites, and Spokane wearing the home blues here on a Friday night. There's Raul Vigil, legendary receiver on the left, and Warren Smith, the up-and-coming quarterback on the right. Though we do understand Arvell Nelson will be making the start here tonight. It will be his AFL starting debut as a quarterback.
And that's amazing. Nelson, as long as he's been around in this league, and he's seen snaps at quarterback, but to have his first start after this many years in the league, yet another X factor going into tonight's game.
And our kickoff is brought to you by your locally owned Napa Auto Parts store. So we'll get a touchback. No return from Anthony Amos, who has taken over kick return duties. And our first look at the Shock offense here tonight, led by the aforementioned Arvell Nelson, a mid-season acquisition. Came over, the Shock were pursuing him heavily to rejoin the team. And here he is. He's a dynamic player. He can play all sorts of positions, but right now they need him under center and cool under fire.
Yeah, he's a big character guy, a lot of respect from his teammates, and very versatile and a great athlete.
Here's a deep ball. It's a little overthrown. It's bobbled and incomplete. Dangerous throw and broken up by Marquise Floyd, the dynamic defensive back. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Spokane Shock. You see Nelson, the quarterback. They need some help at receiver. They got it. Rashad Carter back after going on injured reserve for 6 games with thumb surgery. He's joined by Truesdale and company. Afif, Tapua, and Gallant in your offensive line. Second down, quick throw. Just over the linebacker. It is complete to Amos. Right at the first down marker. And that will move the chains.
Nice pass. That had a lot of touch on it because he had to fit it in over a jack linebacker who sniffed out the left offensive side of the field, but in front of Floyd. That was a great pass. A lot of precision on that pass.
First completion for Nelson. First down and 10 from the 15. Quick throw. And Nick Truesdale, the 6'5" receiver, just out of his range. Meanwhile, for the Arizona Rattlers defensively, it'll be McAdoo, Hawthorne, and Dukes on the line. McLeod, Wells, Floyd, Kellum, the defensive back, watch out for him, leads the league in interceptions along with our Keith Brown in the secondary.
Arizona, 28 sacks, second in the AFL. That's going to be an interesting one to follow, what kind of protection Nelson gets.
Carter is the motion man. Wide open was Amos. Good read by the young quarterback, Arvell Nelson. Sets up a third down and manageable 4.
Good protection up front and 3 progressions. Looked left, looked center, and then went to the right. So that's really an early good sign. Good protection, and Nelson going through his progressions, and an accurate pass to top it off.
There's Anthony Amos, who has emerged as the go-to wide receiver over the last month or so, with Mike Washington out with the season-ending Achilles injury. On third down, it is Amos with the catch at the 15 and into the dasher board, covered by Kellum, and that will move the chains.
Well-designed play. You see high motion here. Kellum leaning inside, and that ball thrown to the outside on just kind of a semi-corner out route. Very well-designed play all the way around.
Gain of 18 moves them up to the Arizona 11-yard line on this opening drive of this ball game. First down, 10 to go from the 11. Again, it's Carter in motion. Nelson with time, a little wobbler, and it's intercepted. Boy, that was a duck, and plucking it out of midair was Jeremy Kellum.
And I sure think that was deflected. Kellum leading AFL with 12 picks, count at 13 after that play, but pretty sure this ball got deflected at the line of scrimmage. See if it got deflected or if his arm got hit. Yeah, he couldn't entirely follow through on that. So clearly affecting the flight trajectory of the ball.
League leading 13th interception for Jeremy Kellum. That gives the Rattlers a league best 23 interceptions on the season.
And that last drive sums up Spokane's woes all season long. Moving the ball, getting in scoring position. Now that wasn't red zone, but getting there, knocking on the door of the red zone, and just not finishing and coming away with points.
Davila's pass completed to A.J. Cruz for a gain of 9. Reed is the motion man. Kerry Reed, throw over the middle, caught by Reed at the 20, covered by Gilliam. Sergio Gilliam with the tackle. Take a look at the Arizona starting offense. We mentioned Nick Davila, former Spokane Shock great in the AF2 days. Rod Windsor leads that stellar receiving corps. Dennis, Carvalho, and Carter, the offensive line, which is not allowed a sack in 8 games. Davila, 5 of those games. 1st and 10 from the 23. Davila complete to Cruz. Cruz is down near the 11-yard line. Marked down at the 12. Here's the Shock defense, which has its hands full after that 15-yard pickup. Ruffin, Taylor, and King. Really the strength of this defense is that front 3. Summers, great MAC linebacker. McCullough, the chainsaw. And then a new look secondary. Dodd Masters, McMillan, and Gilliam.
And a switch already. Kelly in there is the edge rusher rather than King on the left side.
There's Windsor. Rod Windsor makes his first catch. They're inside the red zone at the 6. Windsor with 4 consecutive games with 100 or more yards receiving. One of the game's all-time greats, and Nick Davila, who for all intents and purposes got his start here in Spokane back in the AF2 days, and boy, he has really blossomed in the AFL.
And look who's high motion, your go-to guy, Windsor.
Gonna run the ball here inside the 5, Michael Benson. Arizona Rattlers coming in at 12-2 on the season, trying to catch up to the San Jose SaberCats, trying to lock down that #1 overall position in the National Conference.
The standings settled yet unsettled. At the top, Arizona, San Jose, both still in the hunt for the 1 and 2 seed. They will be the 1 and 2. The question is, who is 1 and who is 2?
Reed in motion this time. Davila to throw. In the corner and caught for the touchdown. It's Kerry Reed as Davila delivered a perfect strike for his 66th touchdown pass of the season as the Rattlers strike first here in the opening quarter.
No, Davila, he's inexperienced. Let's check a flag here.
Offside, defense, number 36. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
So the call stands on the touchdown. Davila, again, with a perfect strike.
Talking about Davila, with his experience, he's going to spread the ball around, very effective. But his key go-to target, we know, is Windsor. Reed right there is his second go-to target.
And with that, we take our first timeout of the ball game. Arizona leads it by 7. 7-0 on your VPI Windows custom Fit for Life scoreboard. 6 plays, 45 yards in 3 minutes and 7 seconds on your VPI Home Solutions, scoring recap. Davila to Reed on the touchdown as the Rattlers lead 7-0 with 8:09 to play in the opening quarter. And there's some points off that opening turnover for Spokane.
Yeah, again, and it has haunted Spokane all season. And on the receiving end of that, of hitting pay dirt, Reed, 21 touchdowns now in the season, wins are 30. So picture 51 scoring touchdowns from those two receivers.
Through the slack net, no return for Amos on the kick by Fabrizio Scaccia. Take a timeout, 7-0 your score in Spokane. Well, for those of you watching in Spokane, you're used to this site, but for those of you watching, perhaps in Arizona or around the world on ESPN3, this is what summer looks like in Spokane.
And if this is what summer looks like, imagine what spring looks like with that river raging. It is a sight to behold, and those waterfalls never shut off. That is a year-round scene here in Spokane.
Well, Spokane trying to open the valve on its offense right now. First play, broken up, incomplete, intended for Amos, and broken up by his old college teammate, Jeremy Kellum.
Nelson a little late getting the ball out of his hand. He got knocked down, and the throw was just slightly behind the receiver instead of out front. If it was thrown in front of the receiver, that's a catch. Allowed a great defensive play to be made.
Those two playing together on opposite sides of the football back in college at Middle Tennessee State. Second down and 10. Nelson, quick throw on the slant. It's caught. Down to the 20 is Rashawn Carter, and that'll move the chains on a gain of 15.
Well, Nelson certainly made the adjustment on that play because he could not have been a nanosecond quicker getting the ball out. Receiver barely able to get his head around and get that ball, and that's what you need from Nelson. Quick read, quick release. That's what the great ones do in the game.
Carter, meanwhile, showing no ill effects from that thumb surgery. From the 20-yard line, pump and brought down at the 15-yard line. Was trying to fire deep, pocket collapsed around him. Nelson brought down on the sack.
And Nelson actually had a little room to run, but he tripped over the defensive lineman's foot, and that's what dropped him to the ground. There was an edge rusher waiting there, may have been able to tackle him, but if Nelson hadn't tripped, he'd probably at least get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe busted one a little bit.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14. Arizona leading this one with 6 minutes to play, and the first ball came loose and recovered on the exchange by the quarterback, Nelson.
Just giving plays away when that happens.
Spokane near the bottom of the standings as far as turnover margin. Got to take care of the football. Spokane coming in ranked 7th in the AFL, -6. Arizona 2nd in the AFL, +19.
And Spokane starting 6 different quarterbacks this year, 22 interceptions, last in the AFL. Well, actually first in interceptions thrown this year. Take an incompletion over an interception, but fourth and long.
Intended for Anthony Amos, who again has emerged as the leading receiver on the Shock. 81 catches, 894 yards, 13 scores. Now keep in mind, that's with Mike Washington, who they call him the joystick, and for good reason. He was a jitterbug out there, gone with an Achilles injury, and up comes Anthony Amos. 4th down and 16. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Amos was wide open, and he just dropped it.
And the line to gain was at the 20. Amos was where he should be on the 18, 19-yard line. Clearly a drop.
Spokane turns it over on downs. The Arizona Rattlers back on offense when we come back. Welcome back to Spokane. Let's look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Spokane Boys, your answer for all seasons.
Well, obviously, get ahead early. Shock have really struggled when they've got behind, and Arizona already answered that first interception with the score and knocking on the door again. Arizona defensive backs, they are ball hawks. Spokane's been turnover prone. Very difficult combo here. Advantage Rattlers.
Take a look at this Spokane keys in just a moment. Arizona with the ball from the Shock 14. Throw into the end zone is incomplete. Flag comes in. It'll be either a defensive hold or pass interference.
And you've got your choice, a hold clearly prior to the ball in the air, and if you maintain the hold with it in the air, it'll turn into a pass interference. That's a deciding factor between hold and PI. Pre-ball in the air, it's a hold. After it's in the air, PI.
Our first accepted
Two fouls
penalty
occurred
of
on
the
the
night.
play, both on the defense. Illegal formation, number 11, not in a three-point stance. Pass interference, defense, number 26. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Your referee, John Love. The umpire, Al Granado. Headlinesman, Andy Warner. Line judge, Terry Valenti. Back judge, Craig Faulkner. And on replay tonight, Buddy Ward. Drive continues now inside the Spokane red zone. From the 7, first and goal. Reed, the motion man. And it's Benson down to the 5 as we continue our Spokane boys' keys to the game.
Well, key number 1, let's start with being competitive. Play with heart. Play with the same intensity as the last matchup against Arizona, which we witnessed. Spokane was in that game right to the end, late in the fourth quarters when that game got decided. And have to have a strong performance from this position at quarterback to have any shot at victory against this Arizona team.
Rod Windsor, high motion on second down and goal. The throw is to Windsor. Did he hang on? He did. Touchdown number 200 comes in Spokane as Windsor has caught a touchdown now in 28 consecutive games.
Well, as we said, you get in the red zone. Windsor's your number 1 go-to. Reed's your number 2 go-to. Well, Davila, 2 for 2 with both of them on both his visits down there to the to Shock Pay Dirt Land so far.
Scaccia now on to attempt his second point after in a 2-touchdown ball game. Inside of 3 minutes in this first quarter, that has been all Arizona. PAT nearly blocked, but it goes through the slack net. And Davila strikes again, his second touchdown pass, this one going to Windsor, and it's 14-0. Arizona, winners of 8 in a row, playing like it right now. Hottest team in arena football, leads at 14-0 here in Spokane against the Shock. Anthony Amos back to return. Shock just needs something, anything right now.
A spark. Get the defibrillators out. Someone, let's get a big spark here and answer with the score and get the team and the fans back in this game. Because right now, Shock are flat, fans are dead. Figuratively speaking, of course. And all the momentum with Arizona.
Spokane needs to show some signs of life. Really, their biggest culprit has been the offense, or lack thereof. 4 of their last 6 losses, the Shock have scored 28 points or less. Still yet to get on the scoreboard here. There's a ball off the net. Amos out of the end zone, and he won't reach the 5. That's where the Shock will take over. Trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. We're inside of 3 minutes.
That was outstanding kickoff return coverage by Arizona. Often goes unlooked, looks pretty routine, but there were 3 white jerseys in on that tackle.
Spokane starts this drive from their own 4. Nelson's pass caught at the 10. This is Nick Truesdale with his first reception of the ball game. Up to the 10. 4 yards to go.
And Truesdale with that big long 6'7" frame, able to stretch and get an extra yard. Just by stretching with that frame, you average another yard per catch.
Boy, he'd be a great guy to put in at quarterback in the goal line. He could just take the ball out of the snap and just reach across the goal line from 3 yards out.
It's a good strategy, Sam. We may see that.
I don't know how legal it is, but it would certainly work.
It's completely legal.
Amos with the catch. Up to the 16, moves the chains.
Sam, I like that thinking. That is some creative thinking. Hey, take what tools you have available. Snap, long reach, touchdown.
You know, and when you're looking at the toolbox right now for Andy Olson, sometimes it feels like, you know, maybe are you at the bottom of the toolbox? Well, that's when you get your most creative. From the 16, there's a pass again. How about Amos with a shake and bake? Down inside the 20, all the way down. His helmet comes off, down to the 17-yard line. And mark it down at the 16, a gain of 18. As Amos makes an ankle-breaking catch and run.
And gets his helmet taken off and doesn't get hurt in the process. You can see the retreat and then just fight. Now that's heart. That's being competitive, fighting for extra yardage. All those white shirts trying to take him down. That's the type of competitiveness Spokane has to have as an entire offensive defensive unit tonight.
Throw underneath, incomplete to Amos. Very small sample size for Arvell Nelson as the starting quarterback right now, but so far, I gotta say, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's done. If you look, the interception, that's not on him. Any quarterback who gets his arm hit, that ball's up for grabs. That's going to happen to anyone over the course of the season. The incompletion on the drop ball on fourth down, great throw by Nelson. That's his receiver just not making a play.
Amos now in high motion. Pump fake to him. It's Nick Truesdale on the near side. Gets a nice little pick from Patrick Afif. How about the creative play call here for Spokane? 2 yards shy of the first down marker as quarter number 1 is in the books. Spokane trails by 14, but is marching. When we come back, the Shock will be inside the red zone, trailing this one against the Rattlers, 14-0. Another warm afternoon, nearby Riverfront Park, one of the many splash pads around town. Spokane has not made much of a splash inside the red zone. We are inside the KFC red zone. Spokane ranking dead last in the AFL in red zone percentage. Meatloaf once said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Well, in the AFL it is. Spokane 38 of 58 inside the red zone. And earlier tonight committing their 8th red zone turnover. In fact, they're about 50% right now in their last 21 trips here, 11 of 21. They'll go to the ground here on first and goal. And Arvell Nelson, that's one thing on third down, that he really brings to the table. The ability to run the football.
And look at what that has done to set up the red zone. Now first and goal from the 4. And this is where Spokane at times has self-destructed. That penalty has crept in so many times. Last week, Spokane had the ball, fourth quarter, in the red zone, 10-yard penalty, could not convert. It wouldn't surprise me to see another run here.
On first and goal. They give it to Rory Nixon. Near the end zone at the goal line. We await the call. Just shy of the touchdown.
Now, he ran into his own player who was against the dasher board, but that is of no consequence. The player with the ball must hit the dasher board. So apparently he hit the dasher board before he went in. But that was, let's look at this. He hits his, tough angle. Can't really tell. That was mighty close.
The officials talking right now. The game clock has yet to move here inside the arena. It's moved 1 tick now to 14:59 through 2 plays here in the second quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but time does not stand still here in Spokane.
It shouldn't. And Olson's having a dialogue with the officials out there, perhaps considering throwing the red flag. But if you're this close, I say run the ball again.
To start second quarter. Timer, please reset the clock to 14 minutes even. 14 minutes even.
So there's the time that was standing still.
That's how to time travel, right?
There you go.
You just get that flux capacitor, you move up. We're a minute forward in time, people. Time travel is possible.
Boy, I hope I don't age that quickly, Sam.
There's your trips formation here. Now Amos is the motion man. A lot of attention given to the receivers. Stopped at the goal line. Boy, I'm talking like maybe 6 inches out was Arvell Nelson. He feels like he might have pushed through.
And again, apparently not, but I agree with the play calling. Take the X factor and that out of the equation. You just got to get a little lower if you can. As for Nelson, you've got the push, getting the push from behind, trying to strip the ball. Just officials say didn't quite get across.
He'll get the push from Nixon this time if he can hang on to the football. Still await the ruling.
And they're saying, officials are saying short.
Wow.
And the fans, hometown fans, aren't liking that ruling. Of course, we can't tell from our vantage point. All we know is it's very, very close.
They're going to shuttle in Bryson Kelly now, I believe. Let's see. Did he get the push? I don't know how that's not a touchdown.
That is. Again, we don't have the sideline view, but there was a great push in there.
Kelly, the fullback, will take it in. Fourth time the charm. Kelly will spike it, the punctuation mark, as finally with 12 minutes and change in the second quarter, the Spokane Shock are on the scoreboard.
Coach,
10th play of that drive.
The last 5 on the ground. The Nelson get first and goal on third down, and then 4 more straight rushes finally getting in the end zone. But I like the commitment to the run. I think it's the right thing to do, especially, Sam, as you pointed out, how Spokane's been ineffective in the red zone.
Taylor Rowan's kick is good. The Shock are on the board. 14-7. Bryson Kelly, standout college player, running the football at Central Washington. He punches it in. It's 14-7. Well, there's some of the greatest fans you're going to see in indoor football, and they were treated to Arvell Nelson directing that touchdown drive, capped off by the Bryson Kelly touchdown run. Much needed points for this team that is still looking for a lot of answers late in the season.
And as we talked in the break, Sam, it wouldn't surprise either of us if Spokane tried an onside kick here.
See what Taylor Rowan does here. Play is whistled dead. No kick.
Because the dasher board fell over on the 15-yard line.
Saw Rowan practicing those onside kicks during warm-ups. He was right on the money. Each kick was going high and right to the 10.
And that one certainly found the net. He's had a practice try. Now let's try to find the bar.
Don't you hate it when the dasher board falls down?
Well, especially if you're a player going at it and you hit the sideboards instead of that padded wall.
Yeah.
That's a really bad day.
And we've hugged those dasher boards right there when we're talking to players and coaches right down there. You're leaning right on that thing. We've been there as fans as well. Some of those stories we can repeat, others we cannot. But those things are hanging on by Velcro. They will come off. Rowan's kick through the slack net. No return for Cruz. Touchback for the Rattlers. Souvenir football. Every ball that goes into the stands in arena football is a souvenir.
Well, we have had 4 kicks so far. 3 have gone in the slack net combined by these kickers. It's pretty good production off the foot.
Now, if you're Spokane, you're just hoping for a bar ball. And when Taylor Rowan has it dialed in, boy, he can really get, because that's where those weird, funny hops in arena football happen, is off the bar ball.
Rowan had 4 bar balls in a single game last year.
Davila's throw complete. Covered by Dodd Masters, but Windsor will pick up the first down.
Windsor's just, look at that frame, just a good looking athlete.
Windsor, 6'2", 215 pounds, and he fills it out.
And it's a thick, strong, fast, quick, 215 pounds.
Drive continues from the 6T. Cruz is the motion man. Davila, the southpaw, brought down, loose ball. And Ruffin was in on it. Let's see. And Arizona does recover.
Yeah, that looks like Ruffin just fighting off the edge on the outside, circling all the way around, stripping the left-handed Davila, but the rest of Spokane D not able to recover. Watch Ruffin on the right side, bottom of the screen, coming around, and there you have it.
That'll go down as a sack.
Sack and a forced fumble.
First sack allowed by Arizona in more than 2 months. 2nd and 15, flag on the play. Dodd Masters blew up the receiver, Windsor.
And Windsor felt that one. He is slow getting up. Masters blew up a very physical Windsor.
He went ballistic like a heat-seeking missile on that play.
Now let's see who this is against. If this is against Arizona, you decline it. It's 3rd and long. If this is against Spokane, huge break for Arizona.
Wouldn't you agree? This is where Arizona has to be careful. Spokane is at its best when it generates a pass rush and hurries those throws. Here's the call.
Illegal formation, defense, shading, number 36. Spokane is in the bonus, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That would be Arizona in the bonus.
All right, Ben, this is where you need to crank it
look
up.
at that hit. You can see that hanky at the top of the screen, but Dodd Masters just pulverizing Windsor.
1st and 10 after the penalty. Hurried throw. Windsor makes the catch. A little stutter step along the dasher board. They'll mark him down just shy of midfield. That's 2 yards shy of the first down. Tell you what, I don't know the last time that Davila has seen a pass rush like this. I can't remember the last time we've seen a pass rush like this for Spokane. It's been a while. Davila flips this one, and watch out as a fullback, Michael Benson. Benson to the 5. And in for the touchdown. Dodd Masters almost stripped it loose, but a big play by Michael Benson, the fullback. Stunned silence here in Spokane. 26 yards. What a turn of events here on that touchdown.
And McCullough at the jack linebacker took an inside angle. Benson, whether he read it or just by chance, bounced to the outside. And then there was some outstanding downfield blocking. Just all kinds of green for Benson to run through to the end zone.
Scotcha off the bar, no good. 20-7, Arizona with the lead. Little catch and run from the big fella, Michael Benson. Arizona finds pay dirt for a third time. 26-yard strike. Nick Davila, his third touchdown pass. This one going to Michael Benson, capping off a 4-play, 45-yard touchdown drive that went 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's your VPI Home Solutions scoring recap. Well, here's an interesting stat for you, Mike. Percentage of plays with plus yardage. Arizona in this game, 11 of 12, 92%. All but one of their plays has netted positive yardage. Only half of Spokane's 22 plays have gone for positive yardage. Amos off the net to the 5, 10, 15. And on the dasher board at the 20-yard line. Nice return from Anthony Amos, 27 yards.
Well, no secret, Spokane's offense has struggled a large part of the season. Last week, 0 points in the first half.
First time in franchise history that they have been shut out through the first 2 quarters of any game. But it happened last week, last Sunday. Short week for Spokane coming off that disappointing loss to the LA Kiss.
Well, we've seen too many quarters this year where the offense hasn't scored a point in a single quarter.
Kelly lost the football, and Arizona's going to recover. They will. Kelly never had a hold of it, lost it. Arizona recovers. Second turnover of the ball game, though Afif is battling for the football.
And Kelly's still down there battling for the football, but the officials have already signaled it is Arizona's ball.
I beg your pardon, that was Kelly that was fighting for the football.
But even though Kelly came up with it, officials said Arizona is on the ball, that the play is dead. Yeah, it's a combination of that pitch being a little too high. You don't want it being up around the face mask, and Kelly not able to corral it. That's a shared fumble between quarterback and running back. They both had a hand in that one.
Arizona takes over. 7.5 to play in the half. From the 18 in chalk territory. Davila feeling the rush. He's brought down at the 24. Ruffin and Summers brought the heat.
Ruffin, of course, always tough on the outside, and I think Summers is going to get the sack. He just torpedoed through the middle of that Arizona line. There's a place Davila hasn't watched Summers untouched, able to just dive in and corral him, and Ruffin sitting there on the edge.
Spokane, its second defensive sack of the ballgame after being held to just 8 sacks in their previous 8 games. There's the pass rush we've been talking about. Play is whistled dead. I believe that's going to be a delay of game.
It is certainly going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense. Number 10, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
I mean, when you have this defense clicking like it is right now, it is intoxicating for this crowd. They feed off of each other.
In Spokane, we talked about competing. The defense could have easily hung their head after another sloppy turnover by the offense. No, the fans got into it. The defense has stepped up. Arizona's in a hole.
Davila hit again. Ball comes loose. It's inside the 5-yard line. Spokane recovers. It's Ruffin with the fumble recovery.
And Davila is coming up, holding his left kind of collarbone area. But most importantly is Spokane coming and making a huge play.
It was Terrence Taylor on the hit. He absolutely blew up the play. Davila lost it, but now there's some deliberation here. Did he lose the football, or was Davila on the turf?
The ruling is fumble. So Kevin Guy is going to have to throw the challenge flag if he disagrees with the official ruling.
There's Taylor. It's loose. That's a fumble.
And live. And you can see the beanbag down, indicating someone on the officiating crew ruled a fumble.
After the
Let's
ball
listen.
came loose, whistle was inadvertently sounded. The ball returns by Arizona. Second down.
Unbelievable.
Wow. And you can't
That
unring that bell.
Is an unbelievable, horrific miscue by the person on the officiating crew that inadvertently blew that whistle. That is inexcusable as a referee. You're guessing if that happens. You are absolutely guessing.
Are they saying even though the whistle was blown inadvertently, it's still a challengeable call?
So the question is, was the inadvertent whistle blown after Spokane corralled possession? And that's the key, because during a loose ball, which you have on a fumble, offense still retains possession until it's clearly recovered by either team. So on the inadvertent whistle, if it was during the loose ball, it's going to revert back to the offense.
Andy Olson bringing out his troops in, and Kevin Guy doing the same on the Arizona side.
Because the key point, there's no question it was a fumble. You can see the beanbag down there. It looks like a beanbag on the 14-yard line, indicating an official ruled a fumble. The question is inadvertent whistle. Because the inadvertent whistle, a whistle still kills the play. And there's your beanbag. It was ruled a fumble. This is all about the whistle.
The fans right now, you can hear the reaction probably at home right now on TV. They just saw what you saw moments ago. They saw that on the video board here inside the arena.
But the key verbiage is inadvertent whistle. It's all about the timing of the whistle relative to the possession. So clearly a fumble, ball's loose, beanbag's down.
And you can see Davila grabbing that left elbow as he went down.
And you can see the official on the left side not even really seeing what's going on, not aware of where the ball even is.
So the officials right now looking at what you're seeing here on TV.
Watch the official on the left side. Here's the ball. Now, well, look at where the eyes are. Not even looking at the ball, looking in. So obviously the official on the near side not even aware of what's going on. You can see the referee there alertly throwing the beanbag, staying with the play. So I got to believe the whistle came somewhere from the side is what it looks like. And it looks just
well, now there you can see as the players are talking. Wow, the discussion getting very animated right now. Looks like the play will be overturned.
That's what we're hearing, but we want to hear the explanation.
Further review, the quarterback was hit. The ball did come loose before he was down. Spokane recovered the ball. It will be Spokane's ball at the 8-yard line, first and goal.
At the 8-yard line, he says.
That's where the ruling is, because they talked inadvertent. And that was the whole key. So the ball's out. You see a recovery. So really it should have been about the 7-yard line, but nonetheless Spokane's just happy to come away with the ball.
Okay, so the Shock not challenged a timeout, obviously, or charged a timeout. And now, Mike, they said the 8, but the ball
really was the 7.
Yeah, was the 7-yard line.
Because the possession happened at the 7. If it was the 8, it would have been inadvertent whistle back to Arizona.
Nelson rifles one into the end zone. Amos right on the number 5 and in for the touchdown. Arvell's first touchdown pass as a starting quarterback, and the Shock have pulled back within a touchdown.
Well, Spokane showing they can overcome adversity and even overcome an adversity of an official's whistle there to come up with the ball and convert a red zone chance as well, Sam.
Rowan on the point after, and it's good. Spokane climbs within 6 as Amos wide open for the touchdown as we send you to break on our VPI Windows custom Fit for Life scoreboard. Look at downtown Spokane near Riverfront Park. And there's River Park Square in the background. Now, speaking of triple plays, how about triple threats for Spokane? 3 different defenders have created 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery.
And equally important, 3 different players from Spokane's front 4. Ruffin on the edge, Taylor up the middle as a nose guard, and Summers is a MAC linebacker. That's production.
Cruz from the back of the end zone has a gap, and he's wrapped up at the 16-yard line. Arizona has moved backwards 24 yards on those 3 sacks. Davila, despite that, has still completed 9 of 9 passes.
Davila is so good, but he's in an area he's not been before, at least in the last 8 games. It's remarkable. No sacks in the last 8 games. We're still in the first half, and he's already been sacked 3 times. He's getting banged around, too. He's getting battered.
Crowd getting loud here in Death Valley. Windsor on the reception, trying to slip through the defense, trying to cut through. Kelly and Summers, or excuse me, Ruffin on the tackle.
That play is a smart call by Kevin Guy, the offensive coordinator, and it's a reflection of the respect he now has for this Spokane front 4, because that was a 1-step drop and get the ball out. He was not going to risk a sack whatsoever or get his quarterback all banged up. And Davila has missed some games because of injury due to getting sacked.
Cruz on the run to the 21. That moves the chains. Needed 6 and got the first down.
Another quick-hitting safety play for your quarterback. And again, that's smart play calling, and they're getting production out of it too. 2 plays, 1-step drops. That's not even a drop. That's just a pitch.
Davila with many fond memories here playing in Spokane, but not so warm welcome here for the former AF2 member of the Shock. Davila under pressure, throws, caught. And down inside the 10. That'll be a first down at the 9-yard line. Here's Reed. Or excuse me, that's Buckner on the catch. Dan Buckner. So Arizona marching downfield, looking to respond in kind. Leading by 6, 3:10 to play in the second quarter. Davila lob into the end zone, incomplete. Receiver wants pass interference. Kerry Reed not going to get it. Coverage by Mike McMillan, who was down on the turf.
McMillan and Reed bumped and came together. There clearly was contact, but the official ruled that contact was created by both players, thus no flag.
Davila's first incompletion. He's now 11 out of 12. Second down and goal from the Shock 9. There's Windsor. Windsor plows right through the defender and into the end zone. Went right through Gilliam to get in for the score. That was all on Reed.
That's his,
or Windsor, excuse me.
Windsor's physicality. We talked about at the open how strong he is at getting yards after the catch. Absolutely personified and on full display on that last play, Sam.
Mike mentioned that athletic build of Rod Windsor and Sergio Gilliam certainly got a handful of that. Scaccia misses again. His second miss in 4 attempts on points after, as we have another look at this touchdown.
And there's the throw. Great check off to the backside, and then Windsor just keeping the feet going, just muscled his way in.
So all the attention flooded on the near end of the field and then on the far side. Rod Windsor with career touchdown number 201. His 32nd touchdown reception this year. Former Shock player Will Mulder, now coaching the secondary this year. You talk about some turnover at that position. There's Coach Cruisenberry, that's been a steadying force on defense. They've really relied on those front guys, but it's been the secondary that's been maligned this year. A lot of different guys shuttling in and out, finding anything that can stick.
Yeah, it's there's been 2 carousels in Spokane land this year. The quarterback carousel and the defensive back carousel.
And those are 2 pretty key positions when you think about it.
In a pass-oriented game, absolutely.
We saw Radical Rick before the game. You see the red, white, and blue haircut. He had seen that the Spokane Shock helmets were going to be red, white, and blue. So he went out, got the stencil, the spray paint, whatever it is you do. I wouldn't know because I don't have hair, but sounds good enough. High off the net, here's Amos, who had a nice return his last time. This time he'll get up to the 7.
Well, Radical Rick, as we saw there with the hair, his hair is to mimic, and he does it every game, mimic the Spokane Shock's helmet. And he was talking, he goes, I went online, I saw tonight's helmet, so I go, hey, I'm going to sport the red, white, and blue, just like the Shock. That's
typically
cool.
It's just an S and then whatever version, if it's going to be blue or white or orange. Well, here he had to redo the whole thing.
I bet if you talk to him, he'd paint your head for broadcast, Sam.
That's true. He actually brought a wig for me this time. I politely declined.
He did. I can attest.
First down, quick throw. This is Carter, Rashad Carter. Past midfield, still going. Down at the 19. Rashad Carter bringing some much needed life to this offense on a gain of 23. And with that, we go to the 1-minute warning. Big catch and run from the young fellow, Rashad Carter. We come back with the final minute of the first half after this. Shock trailing by 2 touchdowns with their 1-minute warning. Mike, what do you do on this drive if you're Spokane on offense?
There's one strategy and one strategy only. You're not going to get cutesy with the clock or anything like that. You're just going to find a way to get in the end zone and score. And if you do it with 50 seconds left on the play clock, fine, turn it over to the D.
From the 19, Nelson lost his footing, throws a lob and into the stands. He was just trying to get rid of that football. Busted play, wise decision from Arvell Nelson, who's playing very well here in his first start as an Arena Football League quarterback.
Yeah, as you called it, Nelson stumbled coming out. I don't know if he just stumbled on his own, or oftentimes you get clipped by one of your offensive linemen.
And there are, not towards midfield, but there are some points, especially near the end zones, where you get those little swales in the turf.
Yeah.
But I don't think in midfield that's as much, the rug is much tighter there. Ooh, wow. How about that pick?
Kellum, meet Truesdell as a blocker. Oh, that was a layout block.
He's looking right there. He wants to see that replay.
Watch the block. Boom.
I mean, that's a short gain, but as a receiver, you take a ton of pride in that.
Oh, that's a statement. Well, Windsor got physical with Spokane. Truesdell comes back and says, fine, we can get physical with you, Arizona DBs. Turnabout is fair play. It's just a blow-up block. Turn this into a pinball machine game.
Third down and 7, 49 seconds to play. Throw, and Amos slides down to the 1-yard line. He could have gotten back up, but I think they're going to play the clock game here.
I think so, but I disagree. I'm not. If Amos is playing the clock game,
30 seconds in lane.
don't. This is where I'm saying, not a time to get cute. It's a time to just get points. He may have just lost track of where he was on the field, thought he was in the end zone and fell down. Let's look.
Mike, he slides. He still could have gotten back up. Look right there. Anytime you can get back up.
Well, but look at it. Look at his body length. Look at his hands. I
think he's trying to get down and take time off the clock.
Right there, his body language is, hey, what's going on? He wasn't touched. He's not even touched at this point. Just unless it got grazed from a different camera angle. That ball would have been live. Strange play.
Red zone offense has not been Spokane's forte. Can they push it through? They do this time. Arvell Nelson on the keeper. And the shot climb back within a touchdown. 34 seconds remain in the half.
Well, Spokane has shown when it wasn't looking very strong at 20-7 in Arizona with the ball that, by golly, we are going to compete. And we're going to be in this game with Arizona. We are going to fight.
Rowan on to attempt the point after now to make it a 5-point differential.
Still baffled by the play before. I think we're going to have to interview him to know what's going on there.
Maybe the only guy who knows on the football field is number 5, Anthony Amos. It was set up by Amos, and then the push, Kelly pushing that quarterback, Arvell Nelson, into the end zone. So Arvell doing a little bit of everything here as he's thrown into the end zone for touchdowns and now a run into the end zone for a touchdown. There's your favorite guy right there. We assume a guy, right? I mean, it could be.
The hamster.
The hamster.
Yes.
You called it many different things, Mike. In the interest of full disclosure, you called it a chipmunk.
And a gopher.
A gopher.
Yep.
And a gerbil.
And I think you called the gerbil. Was that me?
No, that was you,
Okay,
Mike.
I have 4 different names. So, gopher, hamster, gerbil. Yep, and chipmunk. Yeah, okay, well. And the Shock the Fox. Always get that one.
We know
right.
that
55.
one. That's a fox.
Shock's the Fox.
With 2 X's.
I've never missed that one. No. Yeah, I've kind of missed on the other mascot, haven't I?
You know, Thanksgiving, you know, just think it over. Maybe invite the whole family over, the whole hamster family over for some turkey at the Peterson house, okay?
Yeah, well, we have hamsters for hors d'oeuvres for no, that was a joke.
I hope so, Mike. Otherwise, you've just done your last broadcast.
The turkey hamster hors d'oeuvres. I better not invite the hamster over.
Just like they did back in the 1600s.
Yes. It's probably a delicatessen.
Off the bar. There's the bar ball. Watch out. And it's recovered by the Shock. Kevin McCullough, the chainsaw, I think got in on it. And now it's Rashad Carter. Spokane recovers on a much-needed bar ball, and they have a chance to take the lead.
Remarkable turnabout. And exactly what the doctor ordered. We talked about Taylor Rowan, his prowess at times of finding the bar. How opportunistic right at the bottom of the bar. You see McCullough come up, looked like he corralled it, got hit, ball came loose, and alertly, actually maybe not so alertly, just an opportune bounce right into the hands, bounces right up. There you go, right in the hands of Carter.
So Spokane off the bar ball is in the KFC red zone. 1st and goal from the 10, underthrown. They had the right play dialed up. Deverick Gallington, and it was just a little bit too low for him to scoop it up.
That ball was deflected, or that is probably a touchdown. It was a perfectly designed play. All 3 receivers to the left side, tight end all alone to the right. I believe this got deflected, and that's why it was short. There it is. There's a deflection. You can see the ball.
Look at Andy in the bottom of that screen there. He was more disappointed than anybody else.
He knew it. Great play call.
Amos in the end zone makes the grab, and the Shock have the lead with 19 seconds to play in the half. Andy Olson has been asking, pleading for anybody to take this team and lead them, take them on their shoulders. Anthony Amos has stepped up big here tonight.
And a beautiful touch pass from his quarterback to feather that ball in over the top. It was perfect touch and trajectory. Great teamwork.
Rowan perfect on the PAT. A monster first half for Anthony Amos off the throw from Arvell Nelson. This is touchdown number 2. 9 catches, 93 yards here through 2 quarters of play for Anthony Amos.
And attacking the interception leader of the season, Kellum, right there with 13. Had a pick earlier and saying, I don't care, we're going right at you for a lead.
Again, 2 guys who played college football together at Middle Tennessee State. And you would think that the cornerback, the defensive back, Kellum, would have the upper hand against the relatively untested Anthony Amos, but Amos is playing like a 10-year veteran out there.
Well, Amos being a rookie, and he's played a lot. He's started in every game but the first game of the season, and he's just progressively gotten better, and he's really picked up the slack for Spokane, who severely misses Mike Washington. But most importantly, Spokane has clawed back, competed back, and battled, and now has a lead. But this half isn't over. Can Spokane hold on to this lead? It's up to the defense and special teams. 19 seconds and 1 timeout for the Rattlers to work with.
19 seconds in eternity in arena football. The Shock in their last 4 possessions now, averaging starting position inside Arizona territory on the Rattlers 17. Rowan's kick. Off the low net this time. It's recovered, though, by Brown. And at the 1.
And Truesdell again blowing up Rattlers.
I mean, we love Truesdell as a wide receiver, but boy, this guy can give a licking out there.
And he plays every aspect of the game. What I'll tell you what, Brown knows it's coming. I'm going to just cover up and protect myself. And Truesdell, you know he loves this part of the game. He's a physical specimen.
I think that guy might have a red, white, and blue tattoo.
Well, I think the Rattler has a black and blue tattoo after that. It's called a bruise.
From the 1, Davila, quick throw, caught. This is Derek Dennis, the offensive lineman, moving the chains with 12 seconds. Moving up near the 10-yard line, not moving the chains, sets up second down. Arizona will take the timeout.
And they burned their last timeout, and that's just trying to operate and get a little room. So if you're Kevin Guy, you have at least 2, maybe 3 plays, but if it's 3 plays, it's got to go like this. Quick hitter sideline, bring in your field goal kicker, or do the Hail Mary. If it's 2 plays, you're going to go the 5-step drop, going to try to take a big shot down the field, then depend on the outcome, field goal or a second shot, assuming you get out of bounds.
And that's assuming if they could even get 5 steps back. With the way this defense has been playing for Spokane, you need a quick drop.
You do, because if they go the 5-step drop, are you going to get sacked?
Davila under pressure, throws! Almost intercepted.
It is intercepted.
It is off the tip.
It is intercepted. That is
How did that ball stay off the turf? Dodd Masters got a hand on it. McMillan came up with a turnover.
With an assist from the dasher board. Watch this. Teamwork, dasher board. There's the tip against the dasher board. Stayed with it.
Wow.
Kept his hands underneath. And even if Kevin Guy wants to review, that ain't going to be overturned. That is a spectacular defensive play, Sam.
When it rains, it pours for the Spokane defense. They would have been content to just keep Arizona off the scoreboard, and now they're getting greedy. 7 seconds to play from their own 23-yard line.
3 timeouts, only time to use 1. I say take your shot downfield. If not, bring out Rowan.
Nelson, quick throw. This is Carter. Puts it right over the dasher board to stop the clock.
Now it's decision time, and I'm not sure you can count on a 3-second play unless you're unless it's a one-step drop and you've got to get out of bounds quick.
Well, they'll take a timeout and think about it. Can't take them with you. That's their first charge timeout.
But you've already got the lead. Now, Taylor Rowan has not been automatic on field goals this year. He has struggled at times, but I still say odds are I like taking the points here.
That's exactly what Spokane will attempt to do.
And this is where a lot of here's that play again. The tip, the catch, the bobble, dasher board, and incredible concentration.
And this will go down as a 35-yard field goal attempt for Taylor Rowan.
Missed field goal, ball's live. Just critical kick for Rowan here.
Good snap, clean hold. Plenty of leg, and it's through to end the first half. Boy, if this was basketball, you'd call this a big run to end the first half of action. Spokane trailed 20-7 and now leads it 31-26 going into the locker room. They needed a big first half. They got it against Arizona. As we head to half, it's 31-26. Upset alert here tonight in Spokane in arena football. Carousel goes around and around at Riverfront Park. One of the must-see things here in Spokane, especially during summertime. And right now we are indoors inside Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Sam Adams, Mike Peterson, thank you for joining us. If you are just joining us, Spokane has rallied back from being down 20-6 against Arizona, now leading this one 31-26. Now, putting this in perspective, Spokane's last two games, both losses against San Jose and the LA Kiss, they have scored 27 and 28 points respectively. Tonight, through two quarters, they've already surpassed that point total with 31. Here's your kickoff, Taylor Rowan. He's already had a bar ball, almost had another one as Cruz plucked it out from the end zone. Up to the 10, he's got some room to the 15. There's a flag down at the 15. Past midfield, Cruz into the end zone, but this one should be coming back.
Glasper clipped Truesdell in the back on the 12-yard line. You're going to see 3 yellow flags, obvious as can be. Arizona's going to start on their 6-yard line.
Oh, you just took the drama out of that one, Mike. We wait the official call from our referee, John Love.
I'll say Glasper took
During the
drama
return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 94. Half the distance to the goal. First down,
That's
Arizona.
Tyree Glasper. Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay.
You'll see it right about now. Boom, right there, and that's how Truesdell ends up on the ground. Right.
As Mike says, back to the 6-yard line. So from 6 points to the 6-yard line. Nick Davila under center. He was rattled in the first half, sacked 3 times. First pass complete to Windsor along the dasher board. Rod Windsor had 6 catches for 43 yards, a pair of touchdowns in that first half. Davila, we talk about the 3 sacks, but very efficient throwing the ball, though he was intercepted once. 14 of 16 for 132 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Again, Arizona's not totally out of sync offensively, but a bit, and it's changed their play calling. Now here's a 5-step variety drop.
Into double coverage, incomplete, intended for Kerry Reed.
And Arizona likes to go deep. They like the 3 and 5-step routes, but they had to alter and go to the 1-step routes or the quick tosses because of the ferocious Spokane front 4 and that pass rush.
Ferocious, not a word that we've been able to use to describe Spokane's defense, frankly, at least for much of this season, but they have answered the call. Vintage, what we saw last year when they racked up 40 sacks Incomplete. Flag on the play.
And
I believe the Jack linebacker was out of the box. What was the call?
I think you've got pass interference there. I think you have an arm wrap by the Shock defensive back, number 26.
Pass interference, defense, number 26.
That's McMillan.
10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You'll see the left arm wrap. If you get a look at the left arm, and then a little push in the back. So. Yeah, you're only seeing the tail end, but there was a bit of a wrap with the left arm. That was probably more incidental, but when he pushed him in the back and rerouted him, that's where the flag was.
There's that short screen pass. Well defended for Spokane. We talk about the pass rush. 40 sacks last year for Spokane. It's most in at least 5 years. By comparison, going into tonight with 4 games remaining in the season, Spokane half that total at 20, Mike. But 3 more sacks here this evening. Davila now just 3 of his last 7. Making 4 for 8. Cruz kept the play alive on the dashboard, and he will get the first down.
And Terrence Taylor is holding his arm or shoulder.
Back at the line of scrimmage. Taylor being helped up by Ruffin.
He's in some pain right now. He's pretty well shaken up, so we'll see. But it's something in that.
I wonder if that's a stinger.
Right arm, right shoulder. That's where he's grabbing right now.
And you can see his fingertips were kind of writhing a little bit.
He's
see
right
if
in
we
the
catch
middle.
it on the replay.
Right in the middle.
Just kind of rolled up on his arm.
Really hard to say what happened there, but sometimes you just come down a little bit awkward and it stresses certain parts of the elbow shoulder joint. That may be what happened.
We'll take the injury timeout. 12:25 to play. Arizona ball, 1st and 10 when we come back. There's the Arizona Rattlers. Nick Davila, former Spokane Shock quarterback, began his arena football career here in the AF2 with the Shock. 38-3 as a starter. Helped them win the Arena Cup in 2009. Illustrious career that keeps on going into the AFL. 1st and 10 from the 14. Davila off the turf. Cruz somehow made the shoestring tackle, or catch. But Shocker contending that was on the turf. It should be incomplete.
And it was close. Let's look at the replay, but this is one Spokane may consider challenging. The referee.
Yep, that's on the turf.
That's absolutely. I'd throw the challenge flag because there's your visual evidence right there, and this baby will come back.
Red flag on the field.
Andy Olson, how much does he want this win? How much does he need this win?
The ruling on the field is a completed pass. Spokane is challenging that ruling. That play is under further review.
Obviously, we heard they were going to have a review.
These coaches work such long hours, make so many sacrifices. They want to have some good news. They want to have a good day at the office.
Well, and still in the playoff hunt, even though you look at the record, and it's an abysmal record. You can't sugarcoat it by Shock standards, but you're still in the hunt for even a 3rd seed in the playoffs.
So there's Andy talking, and how about the midseason acquisition of McCullough? Fan favorite. They've brought in some names from the past, trying to help provide some leadership to this team.
Yeah, leadership and some mentoring to a very young team.
Here's the replay now on the challenge. There's full speed.
And full speed, it looks close, but you start slowing this baby down, and it looks like it's not even perhaps a clean catch at the start. There's a second angle.
It looks
but
clean
then he dripped
at real time.
But then he just scoops it right off the turf, and you can see why the official ruled that, hey, a catch and a play on, because in real time, that's a split in hairs, but you slow it down with our HD cameras, and there's your answer. Hits the palm of the hands, the turf, and bounces back up. That ball was not corralled because look at the fingertips. The fingertips, the fans knew too. It's like, hey, it's down, it hit the turf. But look at the palms. Look at the fingertips of a receiver. If a receiver catches it, you're going to see the fingertips curl. those were flat hands. Watch how flat the hands are. He never secured it. The fingertips again. I can't stress it. Curl if you catch the ball.
The refs have seen enough, and this one is going to be incomplete.
After further review, the ball did touch the ground. The receiver did not have control. The call is overturned. It's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10, Arizona.
Andy Olson now 2 for 2 on challenges tonight.
And Olson challenges quite a bit, and not always is it upheld. Sometimes it just has to do with we don't have the camera angle to make it discernible, but boy, he's on the mark tonight.
Davila started this game 11 of 11 for 107 yards, 3 touchdowns. Since then, the Rattler has been rattled. 4 of 9, 35 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Boy, that'll silence the crowd, though. It's Kerry Reed from 14 yards. Arizona has retaken the lead here early in the third.
That's actually a run rather than a pass. That was a backward shovel. They made. We'll see how the officials scores it, but that was all Kerry Reed. That was not Nick Davila. If they do give Davila a pass, that's one of those, hey, I'll take it. Easy completion, easy yards, and easy touchdown. And quite frankly, anyone could make that kind of toss. And I'm not taking anything away from Davila. I'm just saying that baby is on Kerry Reed.
Reed has now accounted for 2 touchdowns. Scotcha has already missed twice. He's going to miss a third time. This one blocked.
It's live.
And picked up. It's Summers. And now one of the offensive linemen for Arizona recovers. At 63, Derek Dennis. But boy, oh boy, Arizona has now missed 3 times. There is a flag on the play. Both teams heading to their respective benches here.
Now the flag at the 16, clearly after the block,
after the kick was
we'll sort it out.
Illegal forward pass. Spokane, number 56. The penalties declined by rule will go to kickoff. Timeout on the field.
And now we'll take the timeout. Arizona has retaken the lead. It's at 1, 32-31. So we take a look at our VPI Windows custom Fit for Life scoreboard. Spokane Shock Football on SWX being brought to you by Spokane Boys, your answer for all seasons. It's been an interesting season to say the least for Spokane. 4-10 on the season, but in the thick of the playoff chase right now, and they have Arizona very much within reach, trailing by 1 with 10:53 to play in the third. Anthony Amos, what a stellar first half for the rookie. 9 catches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a return of 27 yards on a kickoff.
And he conceded a yard and a touchdown on that strange play during the 1-minute drill. Worked out for Spokane, but
boy, did it ever. Scotch's kick is up, and it's into the stands. So no return for Amos. It'll be a touchback for Spokane. How about Arvell Nelson? Slow start for him, but now 14 for 23, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 interception. He also has a rushing touchdown in what his AFL starting debut as a quarterback.
And that's interesting to point out because he's not a rookie in this league, but by all intents and purposes, he is a rookie at quarterback.
Boy, here's Bryson Kelly on the run. Now, if you're watching in Ellensburg right now, you know this young man can run the football. He was a standout running back at Central Washington. He was brought over as a defensive player here for Spokane, but now tonight, Mike, really carving a niche as a runner.
And Spokane as an offensive team has made adjustments as well, and the run is now an effective part of the offense. And Spokane's always been known for just airing it out.
Truesdale, the catch, his first of the second half, wrapped up at the 20. Took 3 Rattlers to finally bring him down. That is his 3rd catch for Nick Truesdale.
Welcome some of our Premier Pack partners here once again this evening. First Response Clothing, First response water damage.
Spokane has been embattled as far as the wide receiver position goes, but down the stretch, if they can keep these guys healthy, it's going to be Amos, Carter, and Truesdale. And these guys all bring something different to the table. Truesdale, your big target. He's also fast, but more of a straight-ahead runner. Amos, he can be really shifty. And here is Truesdale with some blocks to the 10, 5, and into the end zone. No flags on the play. Truesdale from 29 yards. Shock have the lead.
The way he gallops in the open field at 6'7", he's a pretty runner. Looks like a gazelle to me when he gets in the open field. Just a thing of beauty. And big for Spokane to answer after Arizona took the lead.
Rowan tacks on the point after as Nelson dials up his third touchdown pass of the evening. Shock lead at 38-32. Nick Truesdale with his 21st touchdown catch in just 13 games on our VPI Home Solutions scoring recap. 3 plays, 45 yards in a minute and 39 seconds. There's a tall glass of water.
All 6'7".
All the upside in the world, and Spokane has been trying to find a way to utilize him properly, take his skill set and let him take care of the rest.
And that's not an embellished 6'7". That is a true.
Oh, another bar ball, Mike. Well played by Cruz. He's not going to get out of the end zone. Spokane playing for the fumble. It came loose. They did not recover, but boy, oh boy, have they made statement after statement here on special teams.
The official dropping the beanbag, signifying fumble, but if the
Arizona made an attempt to get out of the end zone, it is a touchback. By rule, the ball is placed at the 3-yard line. First down, Arizona.
But no mention of the beanbag and the fumble, but maybe we can see it from a different angle. Ball's loose, beanbag goes down, there's the beanbag, signifies the fumble, and it's recovered by Arizona. So there you go.
McCullough rolled right over.
Great camera angle. That tells the story. Correct ruling.
Davila, the deep drop, throwing downfield. There's Windsor right into a fan. He couldn't hold on.
Does number 9, the fan, get a pass breakup?
McMillan almost had the interception on the dasher board again.
Yeah, that's what I call a double team. McMillan on the inside and number 9, the fan, on the outside.
Now, that fan from, real time, I was watching, didn't look like the fan was reaching over.
No, it just kind of went into him. Let's take a look here, but you'll see right there, he just kind of went into the fan, hit the fan's torso. After that, the fan's like, hey, I want a ball.
Reed with the catch. Dodd Masters with the tackle, a yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
Take a 3rd down and 2.
Spokane has not won here in its hometown on its home field in 2 months. Flag on the play, that'll be offsides, live football. Gilliam the tackle, Cruz picking up the first down.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be Terrence Taylor. Even if he didn't come across, he was out of his stance, so it'll be illegal defense or formation.
So again, worth noting that Taylor back on the football field after that injury timeout.
Offside, defense, number 67. In the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
He is truly the eye of the storm on this defense. When him, Taylor, Summers, Ruffin, when those guys have time to get to the quarterback, they will get to the quarterback, and it's a whole new ballgame when that happens.
Oh, Taylor is one of the best in the league. He is a major force in the middle, and the league knows it.
Oh, ball came loose. It went out of bounds. Gilliam pulled it away from one of those Shock fans. So running back, if we call him a running back, Michael Benson, he's the fullback, the big fella. He just lost the ball.
It did not go forward, so it's at the spot where it went out of bounds. Second down.
It's worth mentioning as well as we take a look at this fumble that Arizona now 3 of 3 on third down conversions. This is a second down and 10. Still 10 on the play clock as Davila audibles at the line. Windsor the catch. Tackled by Dodd Masters. Dodd Masters with a big hit earlier in this ball game, and I think that's one of those plays that set the tone for the ball game.
Dodd Masters, pound for pound, is one of the strongest players on this Shock team, making him pound for pound probably one of the strongest players in the league, and he's been around a long time. Takes his conditioning very seriously.
Third down and 4. Davila, short throw. Cruz caught it at the 20, and then he's speared down to the ground by Gilliam.
And lifted up in the air by Dodd Masters.
Oh, excuse me, Dodd Masters.
Kind of a deadlift, and then his teammates coming in helping him clean up. So, and that's classic. It's called wrap. And then when you team tackle, that's when you take your shots. But look how he wraps. There's the strength, lifts him up, and then there's the that was actually his chainsaw coming in and helping him.
Chainsaw helped cut him down. From the 19 in Shock territory, Reed is the motion man. Throwing to Reed. There was contact at the goal line between him and McMillan. No flag on the play. It's incomplete.
And McMillan had the position on Reed, at which point all the contact was incidental. You'll see McMillan has the position. He was inside. If anything, it's Reed running through McMillan. Not just if anything, it was Reed running through McMillan.
Second down and 10. Davila now 18 of 25 for 165 yards. Got the play off with 2 on the Shock play clock into the end zone. Intercepted by McMillan. It was intended for Windsor, and McMillan just plucked it out of midair. Second interception thrown by Davila, and the Shock have the football.
All year since McMillan's been on this roster, we have talked about his athleticism. And boy, he is showing it tonight. Another incredibly athletic play. And we're talking, this is the Davila to Windsor connection here.
I mean, we were talking, and anybody would agree, that is the most dynamic passing combination you're going to find in arena football. And they've been essentially shut down, the two of them. From the 4, this is Amos. Amos with a stutter step. Gets it past the 15-yard line. Folks, if you're at home right now, call your friends, tell them to join you, tell them to tune in and watch. We have the game of the year right now for Spokane Shock football.
And a big upset in the making. Again, remember, last home game, Spokane was in this game against Arizona. A late turnover was Spokane's undoing.
Uh-oh, and watch out. It's Bryson Kelly. The Arena Football League not known for its running game. Not since the AF2 days have we seen the Shock run quite like this.
And this is a new wrinkle, and I like it. And something Arizona, I guarantee you, has not game planned for, because we've not seen Spokane roll this out.
Gain of 9 on the run by Kelly.
And with Kelly being a former college running back, he knows how to carry the ball.
Kelly is going to be close on his 5th carry at just around 20 yards.
Now,
and it is a first down.
Now you won't see play action in the AFL, and the reason why is because you've got the jack in the box. As soon as you fake a run or play action, the jack in the box rule goes away, and they now can become a blitzer. So it's straight up running or straight drop back passing.
There's Nick Truesdale. He's had some big plays on not only on offense but on special teams. Arvell going to be brought down for the sack. He might have botched the exchange a little bit and then tried to pull a little Russell Wilson in reverse field, but McAdoo and that defense having none of that.
And is that McAdoo saying, hey, I'm down, I need some training assistance?
That's Mike McAdoo, number 90.
That is McAdoo. Let's see what happens to McAdoo, number 90. But he goes, watch his lower leg on this, and just kind of gets wrapped up. But he's down right now on the 5-yard line, being attended to.
His own teammate just ran right into him as he was making that tackle.
And he was limping pretty good coming down here.
We'll take a timeout with 1:55 to play in the third. The Shock lead it by 6, 38-32. Shock have been short on big plays for much of the season. They've found the big plays here tonight. Nick Truesdale, Anthony Amos providing 4 plays of 15 or more yards for the Shock. Arizona just 1 play of 15 yards or more. They've needed those big plays. They've gotten them so far, have the Shock. 1:40 to play in the third. 2nd and 16. Arvell throws on the pump, and it's Amos, and it's incomplete. Well covered by Kellum.
Kellum's an awfully good defensive back, one of the better ones in the league. That's a tough guy to go after, but Spokane's been successful. Kellum wins that battle.
Well thrown. I mean, that's the only guy who's going to get there is going to be Amos.
Yeah.
He's done that twice to him now on deep balls.
Now, if that ball was thrown to the outside shoulder, Amos has a chance, but when it drifted the inside, Kellum had too good a coverage.
Lob to Carter, who's hammered, absolutely jackhammered by Marquise Floyd.
And Arizona showing they can hit too.
That's the problem. When you throw it over the jack linebacker, you loft it up. That's enough time for those defenders to close in and hit hard.
Yeah, and with that dasher board coming at you, that's that was just a great defensive play. And now we're talking 4th down here, Sam.
4th down and 16 after that pass breakup. Caught short. Wow, what an open field tackle there by Kerry Reed on Rashad Carter. I beg your pardon, that's Floyd. Floyd on the coverage and the tackle.
Physical play.
Now, the crowd here booing, they want a horse collar tackle. I don't think it was.
Now, the horse collar is when you get your hands inside the shoulder pads. He was around the shoulder pads, but that's nothing.
He did scrape the helmet on the way down, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's not a horse collar.
I like the play. Give your guy a chance. Carter almost pulled it out. From the 17, Arizona turnabout is fair play as Reed runs the football.
And the same play, only this time to the right side, that resulted in that last touchdown for Arizona.
And through 3 quarters of play, Spokane is clinging to a 6-point lead. We head to the 4th, where the defending Arena Bowl champion Rattlers trail the Spokane Shock 38-32. Special thank you to all of those who have served or are serving in the armed forces. Ruffin, he'd be a good Marine, wouldn't he?
Oh man, I want him on my side.
Navy SEAL even.
He's agile.
Yeah.
He's got the mentality.
Well, we talk about the Shock defense as we welcome you back here to Spokane for the start of the 4th quarter. It ranks dead last in any major category you look, but that's really not fair to pin that exclusively on the defense. But it has been a down year for a defense that prides itself on hard hits and big plays, and boy, have they delivered here tonight.
Well, with Davila and Ruffin, and there was a poll at the start of the year, the best players in the AFL, those 2 players were in the top 3.
Davila to start this fourth quarter. Completes it to Cruz. Davila, before last week's game, had thrown just 4 interceptions all season. Threw 2 INTs last week in that win against Las Vegas. That was the first time this year he's thrown multiple interceptions. He's followed that up with 2 more interceptions thrown tonight. 4 INTs now in the last 2 games. Uncharacteristic, to say the least. Flag on the play as it's incomplete, as Gilliam kind of shielded the receiver there from seeing that ball in.
Yeah, Gilliam saw the corner route, read the throw and said, hey, I'm going to undercut this and see if I can't come up with an interception.
Offside on the offense. Number 15, high motion man was offside. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
As we start this fourth quarter, 38-32, it's worth noting at the end of the third quarter, last time out against Arizona for Spokane, it was tied up at 34-34. Arizona may be, if not the best team, right up there in the top 2 or 3. Nobody's played these guys tougher this year than Spokane. First down and 20 from their own 21. Screenplay, Windsor almost broke it loose. Tackled by McCullough. Taylor also in there. It's short of the original line of scrimmage, down to the 22-yard line on the other side of the field.
That's a textbook quick hitting play, very well executed. Davila getting the ball out quick. Windsor working inside off the block and then just physically getting his 8 yards out of that.
Very quiet night for Windsor. 9 catches for 62 yards. Cruz is in motion. Davila to throw. Windsor the catch right at the first down marker. Dodd Masters with the tackle to move the chains. They're inside the 10 in the red zone at the 9. Windsor 4 straight games of 100 or more yards. He's 25 yards away from making it 5 in a row.
It has been back and forth. 26-21 Arizona, then Spokane went up 28-26, that field goal, and then it's been seesaw since then. A lot of lead changes.
Windsor the catch inside the 5. Dodd Masters again on the tackle, down to the 3.
And pressure on Davila. That was a throw under duress. Davila very cool in the pocket, able to get it away, but the pressure's there. It's been relentless. Arizona rolls out a lot of tricks here. They will go to the tight end. They'll run. And of course, pass is typically their primary option. If they run, it's not Davila. It'll be fullback or a high motion guy.
Left tackle moved.
Indeed, he did.
That's Dennis, number 63, on the left side of the offensive line.
False start, offense. Number 63, 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
This is where Spokane wants its crowd to get loud. McCullough telling the media earlier this week that the 9th man deserves better here at home. They're getting better here tonight. 2nd and goal from the Shock 8. Ruffin the tackle. Boy, that's not a favorable matchup for Ruffin, but he uses that pure strength to bring down the much bigger Derek Dennis.
Well, and Ruffin sniffed this out. If we watch a replay, Ruffin came hard and realized, hey, this is to the tight end, and dang near sniffed this baby out. Remember, Ruffin's the edge rusher. He showed incredible agility to stop, change direction, and come backwards because he sensed that was a pass to the tight end.
Crowd on its feet. 3rd down and goal from the 8. Cruz through the screen. Down to the 2. McMillan with a touchdown saving tackle. 4th down and goal coming up.
Crunch time on a drive. You have to love this. 4th and goal from the 2. Arizona needs a touchdown. They're not going to kick a field goal. 9th man, Sam, they understand the situation, and they're rising to the occasion.
Fourth and goal from the shock 2. To Windsor, dropped it. It was in his breadbasket. Turnover on downs. The Shock make the stop.
Is that a break or what? Windsor, sure-handed, just flat drops the ball.
On the VPI score, it's 38-32. Rod Windsor, 11 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 dropped pass in the end zone.
And you can see he looked up. That is a lack of concentration, not watching the ball into his hands. You clearly see it on that shot. Recipe for disaster.
Throws to Carter. Rashad makes the catch, and he'll pick up the first down.
Spokane showing heart and competitiveness all night long, and they were in a position down 20-7, and another Spokane turnover, and could have hung their head. And in the past, that would have been it for Spokane, irrecoverable, and here they are with the lead, with the momentum here in the 4th quarter.
Watch out for Bryson Kelly in the backfield. Pitches to Kelly, runs it left side, just like he did in college. Taking those precious seconds off the clock with 9.5 to play in a 6-point ball game.
I'm impressed. You said watch Bryson Kelly. Did you listening in on Andy Olson's play call? It's pretty good, Sam.
You go to enough games, Mike. You go to enough practices, you know.
You're getting this thing figured out.
You got it figured out.
It's a great call.
It worked, right?
You and Coach Olson.
Offensive line jump. Defensive line jump, excuse me.
Yes.
And Amos makes the catch. I am so impressed with the play of Anthony Amos. Here's a guy who comes into the league just trying to figure the game out.
Offside, defense, 77 in the neutral zone on the snap. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
And he's been thrown right into the fire. And really, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody in the Arena Football League over the last few weeks that's played better than Anthony Amos. 168 all-purpose yards so far for Anthony tonight.
And you combine that with some of the routes he's been running, he's mesmerized a lot of these Rattler defenders.
Oh, pass was broken up. That was Cliff Dukes. He sniffed that play out very well.
He did, and Arizona defenders have done a good job of getting their hands. There's been a lot of batted balls by the Arizona defenders.
And that's hard. You know, when you're Arvell Nelson and you're talking about a guy that's 6'5", to bat a ball away from a 6'5" quarterback like that with a long wingspan, that's no easy task. Amos, the motion man on 2nd down and 10. It's a bullet right to him on the numbers. Amos catches it, still fighting for yards near the 5-yard line, and they're inside the 10. The Shock are back inside the KFC red zone.
Nelson is doing a great job playing this Arizona defense. Looking to the right, little bit of a shoulder kind of pump fake, and checking off to the proper read. He is seeing the field and reading it very well.
12 yards on that pickup. First down and goal from the 6.
Maybe Kelly here.
Fumble on the snap and a false start against the offense.
I tell you, if you look at, we know what this is, so I'll talk over the referee, but these red zone penalties have killed Spokane.
Number 51, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And Spokane, despite the penalties, is still tonight played much better inside the red zone. 4 of 5 in the first half. That's much better than before, but they need to shore up some things for sure.
And for you fans wondering, what is a snap infraction? The snap must be one continuous motion from the start of it. So if you hitch, pull back, it's an illegal snap.
Throws to Amos. Juggling catch for the touchdown. Amos, his third score of the night, and it comes with 7:10 to play in the fourth. Have seen Amos make an incredible one-handed catch in college. It was voted in a well-respected poll the #2 catch that year in all of college football while at Middle Tennessee State. That one might be up there. Rowan yet to miss. The PAT is good, and with 6:38 to play, the Shock lead at 45-32 on our VPI Windows custom Fit for Life scoreboard. Oh, there's some, just smiles. When's the last time we've seen that? Patrick Afif, Anthony Amos, they're loose.
Patrick Afif has played in every game this season for Spokane. There's a journeyman warrior for you. Came from right down the road, Washington State University.
Taylor Rowan, 2 bar balls already. Hasn't missed a kick either on a 35-yard field goal attempt, and PATs as well. He's dialed in through the slack net this time on a touchback. 6 plays, 48 yards. A drive that ate up 3 minutes and 20 seconds, which in arena football is actually a pretty lengthy drive as far as time and yardage. So Spokane driving all but the extra 2 yards to get into the end zone. 5th straight red zone score, by the way, for Spokane. And Nick Davila and the Rattlers, though they're not in panic mode, they need to find some sort of rhythm against Kevin McCullough and a stingy defense.
And a 9th man who is really into this game.
Davila with time. Windsor made the catch. Dodd Masters can't believe it. He was that close to getting an interception.
Spokane's playing for picks. They are, Arizona DBs are known for ball hawking. Spokane is ball hawking tonight. They're undercutting receivers and taking that chance and going for turnovers. And it's worked. Not every time. But boy, Dodd Masters was close there.
Deep ball. Windsor was looking at the official the whole time. And he ran down the field.
Yeah, and I think you're going to get a hold on Spokane down the field. A little too much bumping and holding going on.
Illegal contact, defense, number 26. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on McMillan, not Dodd Masters, for what it's worth. Go ahead, you'll find him.
Once again, this is where you leave it all on the stands right now. 5 minutes.
So Arizona now on the Shock side of the field at the 24. Davila under duress, brought down by Ruffin on the sack. 4th time that Spokane has brought down the lefty Davila, and it comes in a huge play with 5 minutes and change to play.
And again, to put this in perspective, a remarkable 8 straight games without the O-line giving up a sack, and here's number 4 for the Spokane team, and it's a beauty in the second for Ruffin.
Put it in perspective, Mike. Going into this game, Arizona had allowed 8 sacks all season. The pitch here on 2nd down and 14 will be well shy of the first down. It's to the 20 as Reed is 6 yards shy of the first down marker.
That little two-handed shovel pass or pitch, depending on if the ball goes forward or backwards, has been a very effective play and what we'll call the safety play for this offense. Because anytime Spokane gets a sack, Kevin Guy, head coach, offensive coordinator, is just not taking chances and going to the 5-step drop.
Rush coming again. Davila steps right through it. Precision pass to Windsor as he was wrapped up by Gilliam. He's down at the 9, and it moves the chains.
Arizona's down at the 9.
Great presence of mind by Davila to step up into that pass rush and complete it.
We're here till the end for you.
Inside of 4 minutes in a 13-point ball game. First and goal from the 9. Pick play, oh, almost intercepted. Dodd Masters had it momentarily. Then McMillan almost had it, and it falls incomplete.
And Arizona has been going to the well on these short safety plays a couple times too often, and Spokane has seen it so many times. They're keying in on it. And you can see Arizona receivers hurrying. Spokane's D has got the Arizona offense a bit out of sync. Not totally out of sync, but it's making an impact.
On second and goal, deep drop for Davila, lobs one into the end zone and caught wide open was Kerry Reed, and boy, did Arizona need that one.
And Arizona not out of sync on that play. That was easy.
Davila with that, now 244 yards passing, though it's come on 37 attempts. And Reed has his second touchdown reception of the night. He also has a rushing touchdown as well. 5 touchdown passes now for Davila. They'll go for the 2 here. Extra push, ball loose. It's a live, no, it's not a live football. McMillan is going to take that back for 2 points.
The try is no good.
So the PAT for a 4th time, Arizona unable to tack on the extra points. 45-38. Hang on to your hats. We've got a great one here inside the arena. Shock leading this one with 2.5 to play, 45-38. We look and revisit our keys to the game.
Well,
good.
And Spokane's nailing both of them, being competitive. Spokane, and I go back to down 20-7. You have a turnover. It did not look good, and Spokane has just continued to fight, and they're nailing that. And we are seeing some great quarterback play from Nelson and a supporting cast. Now, this be competitive, that's a theme. Can Spokane be competitive and finish out a 4th quarter? Something they have not had a history of doing this year. They did it against Orlando, who's a number 4 ranked team. We're going to look at an onside kick here. Can Spokane finish?
Now they have their hands team out parked at the 10-yard line. Remember, the kick has to reach the 10. It will be an onside attempt. High squibber, and it's fielded at the 10 by Truesdale. Almost took it in. How special, and pun fully intended, has Nick Truesdale been tonight?
All aspects of the game. He's just one of those fun players to watch. He's just a remarkable athlete.
And
Look,
he can't coach height.
6'7", goes up, secures it. That's a heck of a pop-up kick. Didn't quite go, it went right at about 10 yards. That is a perfect pop-up kick. You know how you counter that?
Yeah.
You throw a 6'7" athlete in there with a ton of heart.
And you don't wait for it. You go up and get it, and that's what Nick did there. So they take over from the KFC red zone, and Kelly runs it down to the 1-yard line. We're inside of 2 minutes.
And as long as Spokane scores a touchdown here, the fact Kelly didn't get in is actually good because the clock is going tick, 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 tick.
Ideally, if the Shock can take off another play here and then get in, they could conceivably take this down to the 1-minute warning. Nelson cuts right to the chase, his second rushing touchdown. You got to crawl before you learn to walk. He's been running wild here tonight, and Spokane has taken a 51-38 lead.
And Spokane, because the clock's live, will let this run down to 1 minute before they kick the PAT. Smart strategy, let it run.
And with that, we are now at the 1-minute warning. You can't call it a back-breaking touchdown, but boy, was that a big one for Arvell Nelson in the shot.
What it certainly was a big answer to the Davila to Reed touchdown pass.
And Rowan's kick is true. Arvell Nelson has come up big again, folks. 52-38, 1 minute to play. We're at the 1 minute mark here. 52-38. Spokane trying to blow this game wide open. They've scored on 6 red zone opportunities. That ties the season high. Remember, we've been talking all night long about their travails, their struggles inside the 10. They have come up big here tonight.
What if Rowan found the bar on this kick?
He does. Cruz out to the 5. Hit hard down to the 10-yard line.
And the reason I point that out, and knowing Taylor over the years, once he gets dialed in, he hits that lower right-hand corner where he's been aiming for all night, and it's uncanny how accurate he gets.
Hey, and let's be honest, Spokane has had a hard time scoring points this year. You need to score points to kick off. So the more points you score, the more opportunities Taylor Rowan has to get dialed in to kick off.
That's a great point. And the more you're able to practice indoors with the nets, the more you're able to get dialed in as well, which early in the season, all the kickers report late to camp. You're kicking indoors. You're not totally dialed in with these nets.
Receiving team holding number 9. Kick catch interference number 3. That is a double after foul. The ball belongs to Arizona at the end of the play by rule. 1st and 10, Arizona.
And the kick catch interference is, there's a shot of Taylor Rowan, is when that's a danger of the bar ball. When it bounces up in the air, the kickoff team has to have that buffer. They cannot cross the 5-yard line. Let's watch this until the ball is touched by the receiver. So there's the bar, there's the touch, and you can clearly see players inside the 5-yard line. There's your kick catch interference.
Drive starts from the Arizona 6. Davila under pressure, short armed that one and incomplete.
And Davila just had to bail, avoid a sack, avoid a safety, and take the incompletion. And great coverage by the DBs. Sergio Gilliam out there winding up the crowd. Chainsaw winding up the crowd.
Boy, it's like we're playing in 2008.
It's getting that feel at this point in the game, and the fans know it. Very educated fans.
Davila with time on that, and it's complete to Reed. Clock stops along the dasher board, though it is shy of the first down at the 14.
And Arizona needs to take their shots because it's a 2-possession game. They do have all 3 timeouts. It is a lot of time, but if you're going to go the dink and dunk underneath, you better get out of bounds or you're burning timeouts or clock. The Spokane front 4 pass rush has really set a tone and changed the complexion of this game.
4 on the play clock. They've got to get this off quick. Davila, deep strike. He's got Reed open. He dropped it. McMillan on the coverage.
And Reed perhaps being a little lazy, pulling that ball in and tucking. McMillan staying with the play and looked like stripping it away. We couldn't tell from our angle, but it sure looked like that's what happened from our angle. Here we go. Let's take a peek. Stripped him.
Game on the line right here for Arizona, which has won 8 games in a row and is battling San Jose for the #1 seed in the National Conference. 4th down, deep throw. Windsor makes the catch at the 5-yard line. What a grab by Rod Windsor, despite great coverage by McMillan.
That is an incredibly gutsy play and unbelievable execution in that moment. 4th and 1, and you take your shot down the field.
31 yards on that completion.
Outstanding throw. Windsor using that big physical body to shield McMillan from the ball. My goodness, what a play.
Clock stopped with 36 seconds. Arizona does have 2 timeouts remaining. At the 5-yard line, 1st down and goal.
And the other layer of strategy, you got to score first. What do you do on the PAT with the issues they've had with their kicker?
Bobby Lane in the end zone. A drop by Reed. That is 2 drops in the end zone by Arizona Rattlers receivers.
What is going on?
First of all, how is Reed that wide open? And then, footnote, how does he drop it?
A repeat of Windsor, and again, they're not concentrating.
There's nobody in the screen.
That is lack of concentration, or someone or something is in their head. That just doesn't happen. They're too good of receivers.
2nd and goal. Won't drop that one. So this time it's Dan Buckner, 6'5" receiver out of Arizona, who makes the catch with 26 seconds to play. And he takes it right to the goal line Bandits.
Now Scotcha, the kicker, is out for Arizona. And he has been less than sensational on PATs tonight.
He's missed twice and had a 3rd one blocked on PATs. Arizona also went for it on a 2-point conversion, so they missed 4 times, but this one is true. And it's a 7-point game on a huge touchdown and PAT. Have another look at the Davila touchdown pass. It really led the receiver perfectly there.
Yeah, Buckner wide open, and he said, by golly, I'm getting my shot here. I'm going to watch the ball in all the way.
Look, there's the goal line Bandits right behind him. The one thing you don't do as a guy down there is talk back.
The goal line Bandits are going to win that one. They're too polished at this.
They do this for a living.
There they are. They're the Bandits.
They're the first ones here. They're here every game. They could be 0-14 and these guys would still be here.
And they have one job and one job only: get in the head of the opponents. That's it. That's their job. And they relish it.
You're just glad they're on your side if
yes.
you're a Shock. So clearly an onside situation here, Mike.
There is no way you're kicking this ball away.
And if you can, kick away from Nick Truesdale. Find him on the football field and kick away from 81. Scotch's kick, little dribbler this time. Still live. How did that squirt out there?
Hit the dasher board, dead ball. That was alert play.
And credit Arbel Nelson to swat that ball right into the dasher board.
And that was a scary moment for Spokane and an opportunistic moment for Arizona.
Now here's where the Shock running offense is big, Mike, because early on in this game it was dicey. Here's a replay. I think it was touched by Arizona before it crossed the 10.
It was close, but regardless, all for naught. And you can see that's being aware of, that's not trying to corral the ball. That's bat the ball to the dasher board, because on a kickoff, the ball hits the dasher board, dead ball, receiving team gets the ball, spot of the foul.
And that is effectively to prevent the kicking team from kicking it right in and playing pinball off the dasher board.
Exactly.
See what the Shock do here with 20 seconds to play. It'll be Nelson on the keeper. He moves forward, and Arizona will use its second timeout.
So in the 2-minute rules, the clock will stop on a no gain or negative yardage play or no gain. You must get positive yardage. So what Spokane needs, and they're already 1 for 3 consecutive positive yardage runs, game's over.
And this is the antithesis of football as we know it. In the NFL, in this situation, you drop back, you take a knee. In arena football, you can't do that. You actually have to move forward.
You have to be aggressive, you have to secure the ball, and anything can happen. And Arizona knows the situation. They're going to be tugging at that ball. Need to secure it.
16th rushing attempt of the game right here for the Shock. And Arizona will expend its final timeout with 13 seconds. Clearly, their only hope now, Mike Peterson, is to force a turnover. Otherwise, this game is over.
You called it. Arizona has one play to force a fumble. Because if they don't, and Spokane gets positive yardage, Spokane is banking a huge upset win. And these fans are giving the players the love right now that they deserve as well.
Who would have thought that this drought could possibly come to an end here at home against the defending arena football champions? Nelson moving forward. They whistle the play dead.
And it's a dead ball.
It's a dead ball. He did not get forward progress. So signs of life right now for Arizona, slim as they are.
So if you're Spokane, 2 choices: kick a field goal, put this thing out of reach. No, I don't think anyone's going to agree with that. I just said 2 choices. Now the smart choice: just get your positive yardage and put this one in the books.
On 4th down and 8, would it run all the way down? If they don't pick up the first down? If they run it forward, they get positive yards?
Actually, great point. It is 4th down. I was overlooking the fact it is 4th down.
So that opens up your playbook a little bit.
Yeah, actually, given that, thank you, Sam, for pointing out it's 4th down. I think Spokane may pass.
Boy.
And why not? Because if you don't get a first down, you're not going to get first down running. Clock stop. All you can do is do a prolonged run perhaps and leave Arizona with maybe 4 seconds on the clock, no timeouts, and 1 Hail Mary play. Okay, so here's the Taylor Rowan angle.
Either that or you shotgun and you have your quarterback basically sprint down to the 5-yard line. And
So
that's as unconventional as it gets.
So I go back to my 2 choices. First one said, bring out your field goal kicker. Well, I was not realizing or recognizing, shame on me at the time, it was 4th down. This is absolutely the right call because it is 4th down.
Rowan to attempt perhaps is one of the more important field goals of this season. 25 yards out, off the bar, live ball with 1 second on the clock.
And
1 second remains and Arizona has the football.
And the beauty of that for Spokane is it burned a lot of time, and the miss pins Arizona back inside their 5. And that's too far a throw because you're thinking maybe Cleveland last year, Hail Mary off the net. But here, this is too far a throw to realistically get it off the net.
Perhaps maybe, Mike, not too deep a throw, but not enough time. Not enough time to get a throw like that off.
Yeah, and especially with the Spokane rush, oh my goodness. If you're Nick Davia, you're really hoping your offensive line protects because Spokane is going to come at you hard with that front 4.
I'm thinking more of a hook and ladder type play, personally.
Yeah, trick play rather than a Hail Mary is probably the smarter play, higher odds.
Davila throws. Here's Windsor. His clock expires to the 12, and game over. The Shock have toppled the defending Arena Football League champions, and they've done it here on their home field, 52-45. First win for the Shock in Spokane since May 8th. It's been more than 2 months since the Shock have given the 9th man a win here, and they do it against the defending Arena Bowl champions.
And Spokane now with Portland playing San Jose. Unless Portland upsets San Jose, just went front and center and marched that much closer to securing a playoff spot.
There's James Ruffin, stellar defensive effort from him. The offense steps up big as well, putting up 52 points against Arizona. Let's present tonight's player of the game. It is presented by Triple Play Family Fun Park, where fun is always in season. Anthony Amos, all smiles tonight as he is our player of the game. Some clutch catches and one of the best catches you're going to see in arena football this season.
Perhaps catch of the game there as well. How fitting.
So Amos, a little more famous here tonight in Spokane. He is our Triple Play Family Fun Park player of the game. Folks, when we come back, we'll get your post-game show. The Shock have stunned the Rattlers, 52-45. Welcome back to the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, where the Shock have upset the Arizona Rattlers, ending their 8-game winning streak. 52-45. Shock improved to 5-10 on the season, and the playoff picture has just changed a whole lot in the National Conference.
Not only with this upset win, but with other developments. But we're trying to get an interview here.
Well,
Coach is saying
Amos has been elusive, not only for the defensive secondary, but also for our cameras. But I'll tell you what, how about, first of all, I know Amos played so well, and he deserves to be our player of the game. How about, first of all, the defense against Rod Windsor? That, you know, you talk about a guy that caught his 200th career touchdown reception, then number 201, but for the most part, Mike, kept under wraps.
Absolutely. And Windsor in this offense for Arizona is known for big plays. Here's a remarkable stat out of tonight. That last catch by Windsor, and those were just gimme yards, well defended by Spokane, I might say, was only the second Arizona play over 16 yards. That is a shutdown defense.
And that's a team that Arizona comes in third in the league in scoring offense, 56.7 points per game, held a good 11 points below that average. And, you know, I mean, this is a team, too, that Arizona, number 2 in the AFL in scoring defense, 44. Arizona gave up 52 against Spokane, and we you know, if things play out a little different, the Shock feel like they probably left some points on the scoreboard, if anything. I mean,
like 3 points at the end of the game on the missed field goal. that added a little drama.
And the interception in the end zone as well. There were a couple of turnovers, but still, Arizona has been stunned here, folks. And this reminds me of what happened a couple months ago in May. I believe it was Memorial Day weekend when the LA Kiss beat the San Jose SaberCats. I mean, this has that kind of ramifications.
It does. And then there's been some developments in the league as well, and a couple ties on the win-loss column that throws all kinds of wild cards into this national conference race.
We'll explain that in a moment. Arizona and San Jose in the national conference, they have already clinched their division titles, and with that, they've clinched either a 1 or a 2. So right now, San Jose is clearly in the driver's seat to get that number 1. Arizona, the clear number 2. But things get really interesting for playoff spots 3 and 4 with this upset win for Spokane.
So let's explain the ties. So you've got Las Vegas, you see 5-9-1 in the West Division, go over the American Conference. New Orleans, bottom right, 2-12-1.
Yeah. And you don't have ties in Arena Football, but huge, stunning news out of the Arena Football League here tonight.
So New Orleans and Las Vegas are under league ownership now. Las Vegas and New Orleans play next week. The league canceled that game and ruled it a tie, and so that's why you have the tie, and Las Vegas with 16 games played, because the league has already posted this. You can go to the website and look at these standings too. That is the new development that is going on. So Spokane has Portland left and Las Vegas. So by virtue of that tie of Las Vegas against New Orleans, Spokane is in a driver's seat position, control your own destiny for the 3rd seed.
And remember what happened before this game, what the playoff scenario was. Spokane entered the night in a tie for the number 4 playoff spot with Portland. Now, they held the tiebreaker against Portland because they had the same overall record, but Spokane in its win and loss, they've split so far. Spokane has a 15-point positive margin of victory against the Thunder. But they'll play again. But now, I mean, sure, it's a must win. But now Spokane can breathe a little bit, Mike, because at 5 wins, they sit right there with Las Vegas and ahead of Portland and Los Angeles.
And if you look at Spokane's schedule, Las Vegas, Portland, they win those 2, they control their own destiny. They will be the 3rd seed. And they also play Cleveland, who has a losing record at 7-8, all winnable games.
And here is the upcoming schedule. It starts with Portland next Saturday, and we'll have it here inside the arena here on SWX. Then at Cleveland, and then the one that could very well decide, will they get a number 3 seed? Will they get a number 4 seed, or will they be kept out of the playoffs entirely against a Las Vegas team that we just learned today has been defaulting on bills and is now under league ownership, which, you know, if you've ever worked anywhere, folks, and if you've ever had an owner or a boss who is having any problems paying the bills, it's never fun. It is a distraction.
And based on that, unless the Las Vegas gets their act together, will the league say, hey, we may not make you playoff eligible? All that's playing out. These are all what ifs. But what we do know, New Orleans and Las Vegas are under league ownership, and that game has been canceled.
Which on any other night here in Spokane would be the biggest news of the night, because of course that's a big step for the Shock, and frankly stunning and upsetting news about the Arena Football League. But here now you look at possible playoff scenarios, not to look too far ahead, but you go into the night figuring, okay, they'll lose. You hope they play close against Arizona and then get those wins against Portland and Las Vegas, and then you hope that they get a number 4 seed. Now you're looking, Mike, at number 3 and the possibility of playing Arizona instead of San Jose. And if that happens, well, we all have seen what Spokane has done against San Jose this year, and it has not been pretty. Meanwhile, against Arizona, they've beaten Arizona tonight. Their other 2 games were close.
Absolutely. And if you're Spokane, well, everyone wants that 3rd seed. San Jose, Arizona, clearly the top 2 teams in the National Conference, and right now by poll, top 2 teams in the AFL. But if you had your choice, you want to play Arizona rather than San Jose. And Spokane has played Arizona very close 2 out of the 3 games this season. Went down to the wire in the 4th quarter in the last game here in Spokane.
You have to wonder if just a little bit, if it comes down to it, if the Shock are just a little bit inside the Rattlers' heads right now. Just a little bit.
Certainly after tonight, there's some reshuffling of the gray matter for Arizona, but Arizona's got to go back and finish out their season. Arizona has San Jose on the schedule. They've got to hope for an upset and then hope the tiebreakers land in their favor. Long shot now for Arizona to be the number 1 seed.
Now, there's Radical Rick, who he has to think next week, I don't care if the Shock wear red, white, and blue, that's a lucky hairstyle.
I actually think it is a great look, not only on Radical Rick, but I like the red, white, and blue helmets. My vote, roll out the red, white, and blue helmets again next week against Portland.
Arvell Nelson, a big game in his first AFL start as a quarterback, completing 22 of 34 passes, 258 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 2 on the ground. He joins us right now. Arvell, congratulations on a big win for you as a team.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, take me through the game. I mean, you get the start, and then you put Arizona on the ropes.
Yeah.
Did you ever in a million years think this was possible?
Oh, yeah. You know, as a football player, you know, we're competitors. We never think we're going to lose when we step on that field. So, you know, today games was up and down, and I just was telling the guys on the sideline, ride the wave, ride the wave. Don't never get too high, never get too low. Just ride the wave, and we're going to come out with a victory.
How big is this win for you guys? I mean, obviously for the standings, the playoff picture, we just talked at length about that. But as a team, confidence-wise, you guys now have your swagger back.
Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do. Because we got a group of guys with swagger. You know, just, you know, play here. We lose a few games, man, and it kind of knocked the swagger out of you. But, you know, we kept believing, and swagger was out tonight.
Arvell, no question. And what was just, to me, more impressive than anything, down 20-7, slow start, some adversity. Arizona got the ball off of a turnover. Defense created a turnover, and then you went on a roll. Take us through those momentum swings and how you pulled out of that tailspin.
Well, like I said earlier, man, we just try to ride the wave of the game. Guys just made plays for us. You know what I mean? We didn't do anything spectacular. We kept it simple. I put the ball in the playmakers' hands, and they made plays tonight.
Arvell, you talk about guys making plays. We saw it, numerous replays. Did you get a good eye on Anthony's one-handed grab in the end?
Yeah, I did, man, because when the ball left my hand, you know, I tried to just put it on him real quick. The ball left my hand, I felt inside. And when he put that hand out there and made that play, man, I went crazy. I went crazy.
So on the Arvell to Amos connection tonight, into the first half, we're not sure. He caught the ball and then fell down on the 1 yard line. Was that by design?
Yeah, that was intentional. We wanted to run some of the clock out. You know, he could have walked in the end zone, but being a smart player, you know, he's a rookie, but he's smart. He went down and burnt a few seconds off the clock.
Well, thanks for settling that one. We weren't sure.
Now, looking ahead, I mean, you want to savor this a little bit, but now you got to get ready for, you know, a game that has huge playoff implications for Portland.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna enjoy tonight. Then, you know, tomorrow morning is Portland. You know what I mean? We're gonna put it in the past, man, because we got a lot of football to play.
All right. How is the mood inside the locker room after the game?
Oh man, the boys is ready, man. They ready.
Fired up?
Yeah, they is.
All right. Hey, Arvell, great job. Congratulations on the victory.
Appreciate it.
All right. Arvell Nelson spending some time with us. And, yeah, they're going to celebrate tonight and then it's back to work tomorrow morning.
It's the business of winning football games and the time of year where this is Spokane's playoffs. And I think it's safe to say it started tonight.
Mike says it's the business of winning football games. For a moment there, we thought Spokane was out of business. They are back in. They've all come in. They are all in, and they pull off their biggest win of the year, 52-45. Folks, we invite you to stay tuned here on SWX because tonight at 10:30, we'll have all your Shock highlights. We'll have post-game reaction from this victory. We will also sit down one-on-one with Chris Collinsworth of NBC Sports Sunday Night Football. Get his thoughts on the Super Bowl picture and what that call was when Seattle decided to pass instead of run. His thoughts a few months later as we talk to Chris Collinsworth. Hey, special sign-off to Brock, who has helped us out for the last game this year. We appreciate all the hard work from Brock.
Brock, you help make us look good. All those great stats we get, that's coming from Brock.
Brock, you rock. For Mike Peterson, I'm Sam Adams saying so long. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Nick's happy. Nick, not so happy if your name is Davila. 52-45. Shock win it, and they are in control of their own destiny in the playoff picture. Big win. We'll see you next Saturday right here at Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena.